Hello fam, welcome back to another exciting video. In today's video, I'm here with one of my friends, George. He's going to do introduction later, but today we want to talk about life in Canada, even life before Canada, studying in Canada, relationships, getting your car, getting your house, renting, like, and all of that. So in today's video, I'm with
George.
All right, so George, I want you to do a little bit of introduction. So tell my viewers about yourself. Let's start from where you were born in Ghana, where you grew up, the friends you made, the schools you attended, and all that. So let's have the conversation. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Okay, thank you very much for. First of all, thank you very much for allowing me to be on your show. And to cut this very short, my name is George Danso. I'm Ghanaian. I grew up in Accra.
Okay, so which part of Accra?
I've lived in so many places, but I grew up in Sakumono. So those of you know Sakumono, SK for life, yeah.
All right, nice.
And I'm from Chebi.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know Chebi, your current president's hometown. That's where I'm from. Growing up in Sakumono, I went to Queensland International School from kindergarten to JHS 3, and after BEC I went to Akosombo International School.
Oh wow, so from one international school to the other. So like what year did you complete the first King's International? Queensland, all right.
Yeah,
so
Queensland
year?
I think it was 2012.
Okay, so you wrote a BC in 2012.
Yeah.
All right, so
and then Akosombo International School for 3 years, and that was I finished SHS in 2015. And then after WASI, I went to KNUST.
Oh wow,
the best university.
Oh no, bro. So we are not here for that debate. We are not ready for that debate. All right. So what program did you read at KNUST?
I did a BSc in development planning or development policy planning.
Policy planning. Okay.
And in KNUST, I was all over the place. Okay. Proud Continental.
Oh wow, that's nice. Were you an executive as executive?
No, I was into politics, but then I was always like underground.
Yeah.
Those who are in my faculty will know me for running for a couple of positions. Some I did win, some I did not. But then I was all around, social life. When basement and base cafe. Yeah, we're always there. When it comes to academics, when it comes to church too, Presbyterian Church of Ghana.
Oh, okay.
Forever.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, and Kenya still made us who we are today, and we lived our life there. We left a legacy. Some may agree, some may not, but then we did what we had to do.
Okay, so which year did you enter KNST and when did you exit?
KNST was 2015, September 2015 to 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So after university, after development planning and policy, what was next? What were you doing? Where did you have your service? Were you working? And all of that.
Yeah, as Ghanaian as I may be, I had to do national service. Yeah. So I think I came back to Accra and I did my national service in Adenta Municipal Assembly, and that's where I realized that I wanted to continue my education because I felt like there was more to be explored. So that's where the whole Canada conversation happened. And I usually tell people that whilst everybody was thinking of placement and when your allowances are going to be coming, I was thinking of how my exit strategy. Okay. So
at which point of your national service experience, and at which point did you realize that no, I have to go study abroad? What motivated you? Because as well, you should have done your masters in KNUST or probably in Lagos or something. But what motivated you to take the move to study abroad? Yeah,
I'll give a shout out to my sister and my sisters basically, because I always tell people that my siblings are very educated. So, but the decision to come to study abroad was based on my sister's failures as a good thing. And when she finished KNUST too, she tried so much and she paved the way. So I learned from her mistakes. She sat there, worked and tried to work, and by the time she realized, I'm not going to sit here and say she failed. She's doing well right now. She went back to school, but then I learned from her that if you don't catch it whilst you're young, you might miss it. So I got that idea. I think after a call in my final year at KNUST, I spoke to her. She's like, you better think of something after national service, if not. So after graduation, starting national service, I already knew the schools, the list. I had a list of schools.
Okay, so before the list of schools, why did you choose Canada? Because there's UK, there's US, there's Australia, Ireland, Finland, China. There are a lot of places you can study and make good certificates. But why did you choose Canada?
Yeah, one thing people don't know. I think I'm in my statement. I tailored it to Canada, but then I applied to schools all over the world. The funny thing is that the first school that I got in October 2019 was a school in UK. And we sat down as a family and they were like, you have to wait for all the chances to come. After that, Australia came in. And I didn't really I wasn't a big fan of the US, so I didn't really apply for the US schools. But then Canada came in last, so we had to sit. The wait process was very long and stressful because you have opportunities with deadlines, but then you have to wait for other schools to come in. And for Canada, I applied 5 schools and 4 rejected me. And the last one was the school that I came to in the end.
So you know what, 1, he didn't put all his eggs in one basket. 2, he managed his failures. So don't think applying for 5 schools means you're going to get admission into 5 schools. You get it? You can apply for 7 and still be rejected by all 7. You get it? So what school did you settle on? The school you had admission to.
So finally in Canada I got Trent University in Peterborough. In Ontario, basically.
So did you come with a scholarship? What program did you come to read, and how did you go?
So I got the school. It had its own scholarship on the side, which seemed lucrative. So I chose it, and I came here.
The master's program you came to to read, is it in relation with the one you studied back home?
So as I said earlier, I did development and policy planning, but then for my master's I did a MA in sustainability studies, so it's more like in the same field. Like an advanced version of it. And even though it was interdisciplinary, but then I met people from all walks of life, so I got to share ideas with other people, and that's where I come in. I see myself as multifaceted, so then I know a lot of things because I share a lot of ideas with people, and that's the blessing I have from what I did with my master's. So
all right, so now you are in Canada. Let's talk about your first year experience. How did it go? Getting a job, finding a life partner, a girlfriend, like buying a car. You have your own car, like buying a car. Is it that easy?
No. So my first year, COVID came in 2020, and even the visa process was hurdled by this country's border is closed, this country's border is open. Just when this country opens the border, this country is closed, and a lot of things. So I really appreciate the school and my department for giving us the opportunity to express ourselves online. I mean, it was hard because working in September 2020, I was still working in Adenta, and I closed from work. Then I come back home and I have classes from 7 to 10 p.m. and the next day I have to go to work.
So you actually started class back in Ghana?
Yeah, because COVID, almost everybody did online. So that was basically my first year was online, and somewhere in the first semester we transitioned here, and we had to do that whole 14-day quarantine, locked inside. And I appreciate my classmates because I don't know if they're even going to watch this, but then they actually made the 14 days a blessing because they provided me and my colleagues who came from Ghana during the COVID with hot meals 3 times a day for the 14 days. Even though some of the food we did not know how to eat, but then it was amazing for that hospitality, and that gave me a different perception about Canadians and everybody in Canada, and especially Ontario.
Yeah, all right. So now quarantine is over, life is back to normal.
No, life was not back to normal. That's what you should. So for me, my story continues. We had to stay in lockdown for 6 months. So it was the continuous routine of every day you wake up from your bed, you take your bath or whatever, and you go. Your classroom is your room. You just, after classes, you go to the kitchen, and in the same room you're watching TV or you're watching a movie on your laptop. And that was that for 6 months. And I remember the first time the government said we could come out, and that was just for exercise purposes. So that's when I even had to, during that COVID period, I landed myself in the hospital because of health complications. Mind you, this was the first time man had ever experienced winter. So winter, not being able to go outside, just being home, eating too much, all of that, health complications, landed in the hospital for about 4 months. Of course, thanks to the good nature of Canadian healthcare. But then the negative aspect was that I was in the hospital for about, going back and forth for like 4 months. And to sum it all up, in 6-7 months we were just indoors, locked down. And I remember the first time I came out, I took a walk or a jog outside, and I met some couple of friends on the basketball court. And of course, I love basketball. Every Queensland boy knows that basketball is number one. Forget soccer. And you know,
So
we just no, I'm not I feel like so that's why I met these guys, and that's where we became that. Those are my friends. On that day, I made friends in Canada, and up till today, I still talk to them like on a regular. And we still play basketball too, almost every day, especially when I'm back in the old town. So yeah.
Wow. All right. So I mean, it's such an awkward experience, but I mean, there should be some fun part. Getting a job in Canada, relationship in Canada. Do you have any take on them? I mean, what's your experience in getting a job to support your academics and support your living? Relationship, getting a partner to sort you out emotionally, like what's up? How did it go for you?
Yeah, those two situations were also tough. Like, it's not only about settling, but getting a job. I always tell people that, listen, what they tell us in Ghana is not what we see here, you know. And honestly, for me, so when we came out of COVID, I think I tried applying for jobs and all of that. You hear about Indeed and Kijiji and all of that. Like, you apply, you don't get a response. Then one day I was out with these same basketball friends drinking beer. Then I was just complaining that, like, I've been here, like, I don't have a job, I'm new here. And one guy was like, typical Canadian, he was like, oh, we are hiring at a restaurant if you want to come in and be a dishwasher. And
dishwasher?
Yeah. And for me,
so that was your first job?
Yeah, my first job in Canada was to wash plates. I didn't have experience because in Ghana, even I had done any job, I was sitting behind a computer as a development policy planner, you know. And coming here, and the first job you're doing is to wash plates. Yeah, we had experience from growing up, you know, as Ghanaians. You have to wash you as a kid, you'll be washing plates in the house and all of that. But then that's what helped me, because if I didn't do that when I was a child, I wouldn't. Of course, everybody knows how to wash plates, but the magnitude, like in a restaurant, especially rush hour, yeah, they have the machines and all of that. But I did that for about 2 months. Then one guy in the line, like the cooks, he quit the job. But then they couldn't, and mind you, COVID was still around, so there's restrictions and all of that. They couldn't hire anybody, like go through the process. So somebody just suggested, like, George knows all the food, like he could do it.
George the cook.
Yeah, you know, George knows all the food, he could do it. And I was like, yeah, I do. So the boss was like, okay, the next Saturday, come early in the morning so we try you out. And I did. I came, and of course, as Ghanaian, we don't know it, but we'll do it. It's there. That's our spirit. We don't know how to do it, but we'll do it. Teach us. We capture things very fast, and that's a blessing for all of us. So I went there, and after the third meal, the third order that ran in, I could do a couple of things. So over the time, I became a line cook. I remember telling my parents and my family that I was cooking, and even my friends, like everybody was like, "Oh my God, Jordan's so cooking," you know. That was funny. Yeah. I had to prove to them, like I had to take videos, yeah. But that's if you know me, you know that some things no dey my level, you know. But not to be judgmental or anything. I don't I've never done some things. It's not part of my story, you know. So cooked in the restaurant for about 4 months, and that's how we generated the money. Summer job, just going to the restaurant, sometimes works 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours every day. We had a couple of days off, but then just doing that. And then we managed to, I remember the first car that I ever drove, it was me and my roommate. We put money together and we got it, and we used that to do Uber. No, not Uber, skip the dishes. It's just like the Uber, like food delivery thing. And I remember, so on my free days, we use the car, and mind you, we had our license. Like the license process is a different story. Maybe I could tell it there, but to do that, we had our license, so we were doing that on our free days, and that's how we made money. And we're teaching on the side, research job, all those things. So I've never had a single job that, in Canada. I've always been running around.
Let's talk about relationship. I mean, getting a partner. I mean, when I was coming from Ghana, I was like, okay, when I get to Canada, I'm going to get a white woman and all of that. But when you get here, it's not as easy as people say it. Getting a white woman, getting a black woman, everyone is hot, everyone is busy, getting jobs and all that. So how do you manage relationship? Well, for me, am I single? Let's continue. So how do you how did you manage all of that?
First things first, as somebody new here, I try to make friends.
Okay.
And anybody that knows me from Ghana and wherever knows that I'm very open, I'm friendly, very friendly, and I don't mind any conversation. I can jump into any conversation. So that was my first thing. I didn't come here like you thinking that I was going to, but then meeting friends, going out a lot, social events, life of the party, from how do you call it? From basement to here, we brought that energy, and
the Conti energy.
No, not even Conti. This is party, social life, But Conti too, yeah. Shout out to Katanga boys too, yeah. Equal to Ide, So meeting a lot of people, of course, you build relationships and then you take it to the next level. For me, I landed myself in a typical Canadian city or town, so I could count the number of racialized students. And when I say racialized, people from Africa or people from Caribbean, I could literally count the numbers. So when you talk about relationships, I was privy to Canadian, Caucasian, other races than what I was used to back home, and that was a challenge. Because it's not
But how is that a challenge?
No, it's a challenge. Being privy to something doesn't mean that it's easy. Okay. You have to learn their way of life. I remember I came here, and the first time, I'm not saying I smoke or anything, but the first time I went out, everybody was smoking around me, and the Ghanaian, the Ghanaian mentality was this is not me, But I had to learn how to overlook those things. In our culture, in our religion, in our whatever you want to call it, you would find it to be a sin or to be overrated or kind of thing. But then these people that we look down, these people that do these things, literally have a story. Just like how we can say we have a story coming from Africa, and these people too have, most of them have broken homes, and that's how they cope with their problems. So as I got to understand all of these things, that's when I got to appreciate their lives better. I don't It's not like I just leave everybody to do their own thing. Like, believe me, do what makes you feel comfortable. As long as it doesn't obstruct me, just do what makes you feel comfortable. So with respect to relationships, yeah, I've been in a couple of relationships. I don't know what I mean right now, but if you know, you know. Yeah, that's my answer.
I get you. So so what are you doing now? I mean, when did you complete your master's program, and then why are you still in Canada? So what are you doing now?
I've completed my master's in 2022, and I'm currently doing my PhD. A lot of people say I like school, but I guess that's the truth. But then,
I mean, PhD in what?
In geography now.
Okay.
In a different school, in Queen's University.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Are you on scholarship?
Yeah, it's kind of funded, but I still have to work to sort myself out.
So you're actually schooling for free? Is that the case?
The money that they give me sorts my fees, but then of course, if fees is one of the few things that's like your standard of living to, I mean, the things that you buy and all of that, you need money. So if money has sorted one thing, of course, fees is something that is huge for a lot of people. And when he asked me that, are you on scholarship? I'm not on any full scholarship. I'm not. I want to clarify that because I still work. I still do a lot of things. I still bust my ass off to, get my day-to-days in. So it's not like it's being presented on a silver platter or anything. So it's just, yeah, that's basically.
Okay. So someone is watching you in Ghana, in Nigeria, in South Africa, wants to come study in Canada, but it's coming with some huge expectations and all that. I want you to advise, before we wrap up, I want you to advise anyone who is willing and wants to come to study in Canada. Just a bit of advice.
First things first, calm down. It's not easy. I am a couple of years into this Canada stay and I'm still figuring it. I'm still hitting my walls. I'm still struggling. Sometimes I go down to the depression mode because, yeah, the social capital, yeah, in Canada, we don't have that, interaction. Like you can meet someone in the bus and talk. No, you don't talk to people like that. Even my roommates, my housemates, I don't talk to them. I live with Caucasians. We don't talk. We don't have, I'll meet you in the kitchen, that kind of thing. So I still go through that depression phase. I still stress out. And the best advice for those who want to apply is an investment. If you don't put your money, your time, your energy into it, you're not going to get results. And don't start your application journey on hearsay. Try and read around it. A couple of people texted me recently and I told them, like, I can't choose a school for you. I can't choose a course for you. Call me when you have, I want to do this, I want to do that. I can give you options. I can help you. We are here to help a lot of people. Somebody helped me in the beginning when I was coming, so why wouldn't I help somebody else too? So that's it. Calm down. That's the main thing. What they tell you or what we see, there are good sides and there are bad sides. But just think about it, moving from your country, your comfort zone, your creme de la creme, and moving to somebody else's society, you have to adapt mentally, psychologically, physically. And if you don't do, even the food insecurity is one thing. Like some of us, it took us like, for Ghanaians, it took us like 6 months before we ate banku or the fufu. But I know some new people that came in and things are better. For me, my mantra is that I would never want anybody coming behind me to go through what I did. So if the fact that it took 6 months for me to eat fufu, I made sure that everybody that came after me didn't go through that. So now the new people that come in, like 2 weeks into, they're like, I did fufu and all of that. But some of us went through it, but doesn't mean y'all should go through it too. So basically, calm down. It's a process. Understand the process. Trust the process, because the process is the only thing that can get you here. and ask for help when you need it. Don't do anything yourself, and pray to God. Yes, religion. God too is necessary. God is everything, you know. Put yourself and your process in God's hand, and He would make it up for you. You know, you'll be here sooner or later. You see me and we'll say hi, maybe at a party or in church. But yeah, right. Basically that's.
George, thank you very much. I wanted to share your socials. Probably someone is watching you and want to connect to you on social media. So where are you very active so you can share your socials?
Basically I'm everywhere, but I think on my Instagram is Jechi _, so GYEKYE_, and on Snapchat, because I'm in school, PhD student, I don't have time for Snap. But then it's been a good interview, yeah, and I hope it helps somebody, because when you come here, it's your life. I mean, what's Ontario's, the thing of Ontario's, I remember the first time, just a quick one, the first time I came here, the first person that brought us from the airport, we're driving to the airport, and it's like, you guys should look at the number plate of Ontario. And Ontario's mantra is yours to discover. So I just want to end this and share with y'all that same process I was talking about, after you succeed in it, when you come to Ontario or when you come to Canada, is yours to discover. My path might not be your path, but it's the same process that we went through. So thank you very much. And
bro, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So there's been time with George done so, and I'll try my best to connect to some of my friends who are already here so they can share experiences, and then we can create a bigger family. So if you're watching this video, please share it to your friend. Do what to like, comment, and then subscribe. Catch you in the next video. Sign out. Peace.